Greg. He wasn't in good position there, and he was never going to get the ball. He just wasted a foul.
Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Livingston kicks to George. Iverson grabs the board.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
That's tipped.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going in this quarter. And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes it.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch, and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
Now the pass to Porzingis. The 17-footer. Good as the jump shot falls.
Really nice way to get your first bucket of the day.
The Pacers have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Passes it to Neal. To the paint. Here's Whiteside. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
Lopez, who's checked in for Pau Gasol. The Pacers shooting their first free throw of the night. Free throw, good, Whiteside. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. The drive by Iverson. Here's Bolton. Hits the three-point bomb.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Livingston passes to George. Whiteside kicks to Neal. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. There's the dish to Iverson for 3. It's rebounded by Indiana.
I think it's going to be tough for them to trim this deficit if he keeps missing those kinds of shots, Kevin. I mean, they need his points.
And Neal kicks to Livingston. Outside Turner. Indiana moving the ball around. Iverson with the block. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Out of bounds, Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession. Clock is at 3. Here's Livingston. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it. Down low and out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. And we've got a moment now to look at the highest scoring teams in the NBA from last season. The Pacers in 5th.
Boy, they do an excellent job offensively. Most of the season last year, they were really in sync. A nice flow and rhythm to their offensive game. But anytime you score the points they did, it's about unselfishness and trusting each other.
Here is Livingston looking for his first basket still in this one. Pass to George. It's stolen by Anthony. The drive by Iverson. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Now here's Iverson. 38 points for him last game against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
And he also chipped in with a couple blocks in that game. Just a hint at the impact he had on the defensive side.
Livingston, that's good.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
And he sinks it from deep. Three-pointer good from Iverson. Iverson's got 7 points. Indiana's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Livingston dishes to Neal. Elbow shot is on the way. And Turner the bucket on the assist by Neal.
Just such a good shooter from that range.
And you factor in his height advantage, it's almost unfair.
Knicks fans, these are your Knicks City dancers. Go on and give it up.
And checking out the numbers for Whiteside, last year getting second in blocks, and he was also the NBA's third leading rebounder among elite company when it comes to working off the glass.
And like you said, just a notch below the leader in blocks last season. He gives a tremendous effort denying shots. Absolutely one of the best rim protectors in the league.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Whiteside. Shumpert comes in for Gary Neal, and Max subbed in for Sean Livingston.
So far in the game for Jay, he's already up to 8 points, and he's chalked up 1 three-pointer on the day as well.
And Clark, I'm sure that won't be the last one. A lot of times he can get hot and stay hot from beyond.
George with no one around, and the rebound goes to the Knicks. Iverson's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert.
Trains it from beyond the arc. Iverson's got a couple of threes now in the first with the Knicks.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
He feeds it to Carmelo. Good. And it's Iverson who picks up the assist.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Indiana trailing here. Outside, George. Turner with a screen on Anthony. Here's George. And it's George again missing.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
The drive by Iverson. Anthony kicks to Iverson. Can't get it to go. So Indiana will take it the other way. This their first look at this year's New York squad.
Yeah, but this is a team they faced and beat in the postseason a year ago.
You're right, Greg. They took care of business against them in the conference finals. Now looking to do the same thing tonight.
Now here's Iverson. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. The rebound by Turner. Mack the pass to Miles. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Miles has got his first 2 points. The Knicks have gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. The drive by Iverson. Here's Bolton. And it's off from 3-point range. It's deflected. And that one's good, George.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And so here is New York, trailing by 2. On the wing, Iverson, guarded by Shumpert, shoots it. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Shumpert. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll get him 2 chances at the free throw line here. This is his first free throw of the game.
77% shooter at the line a season ago. Those are better than the average number.
Here's Iverson. On the court for the Pacers as our second quarter gets underway. Trevor Booker is out there with Whiteside. Then it's Gary Neal. Then it's Paul George. And it's Livingston in at the 1.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And, Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Grizzlies was just a man on a mission. He ended up with 38 points and was just on point from deep, sinking what seemed to be an endless stream of threes. Safe to say he is out of his funk after a game like this. He'll try to keep up this pace now.
All right, Doris, thank you. He played at a level that very few players are capable of playing.
And you know, I'll be interested to see how much he's got left in the tank. I mean, that performance had to take a lot out of him.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes supreme confidence can increase your stamina and endurance. So I'll be interested to see how that affects his play.
Here's Neal following the basket by Freak. Here's George. Hangs. And Anthony sends it back. The feed to Iverson. From the arc. And again, New York with the triple.
He is on fire from behind the arc.
Yeah, it seems like all of his points are coming from deep, Greg.
Here is Livingston. Got a piece of it. Iverson kicks to a follow. And the foul called on Gary Neal. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
On defense, the Pacers. It's a 5-point game. And it drops once again. The bucket from Iverson. Iverson's got 21 in the game. For Indiana, they've gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Livingston kicks to Booker to stop the run. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Livingston.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
The drive by Iverson, and the foul called on Hassan Whiteside. That's his first foul. Robin Lopez is checked in for New York.
Robin Lopez.
Outside Anthony. And Whiteside sends it back. And George kicks to Livingston. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. That one's in there. The Knicks lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Paul George. New York's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Anthony in the corner. New York, no good that time either. And the foul called on Freak. That's his first foul.
Boy, did he go hard to the boards, but clearly went over the back in doing it.
Yeah, kudos for the effort. I always love that kind of effort, but he was just a little overzealous.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Frank Vogel addressing his team. He made sure that everyone was on the same page and that the offense needed to run through Whiteside. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. Well, Coach not wasting any time in tweaking the game plan. We'll see if it makes a difference as we approach halftime, Kevin.
And thanks for that story, Doris.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
And the basket good. And it's now 23 points for Iverson.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
And George, here we go. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. That one's on Anthony. The Pacers have had an off night from the stripe tonight.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
He hits the second from the line. For New York, they've gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. And Whiteside sends it back. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was